Let's grab our surfboards, head into the surf, and have an endless summer. Let's do it. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's doing well out there. And today we're going to talk about Point Break, the original Point Break, not the remake. This movie came out July 12th of 1991. It's rated R. It's 2 hours and 2 minutes long. Had a budget of $24 million, and upon release it made 43 in the US and 83.5 worldwide. So it was a nice little action hit for an R-rated film. Kathryn Bigelow directed this film. Kathryn Bigelow had done Near Dark before this. The year before she did Blue Steel with Jamie Lee Curtis, and that movie was written by Eric Red. If you've never seen it, it's a cool little police thriller. It's over the top for sure, but it's a cool little police thriller. If you've never seen it, check that one out. And Near Dark is a vampire masterpiece from the 80s. If you ever get a chance to check that out. The cast is fantastic in that film. Anyway, back to this film. Now, she was married to James Cameron at the time, and James Cameron is an executive producer on this film. They did get divorced later that year, but at the time, they did do a rewrite of the script before they went into production, but they weren't credited with it. Now, Keanu Reeves plays Johnny Utah, ex-quarterback for Ohio State who hurt his knee and went into law and now works for the FBI. He's 25 years old. We have Patrick Swayze as Bodie. He's the leader of this surfer group that's in LA. And we have Gary Busey as Pappas. I love Gary Busey on screen whenever he pops up. He's always fantastic, at least in my eyes. I always appreciate a good Gary Busey performance, and he's excellent here. Lori Petty plays Tyler. She's a girl that's involved with this surfer group. And John C. McGinley is in charge of this FBI bank robbery division in LA, and he is fantastic in his small role. Has some great one-liners when he's shooting off the Johnny Utah and Pappas. John C. McGinley is always awesome when he's on screen, and he's awesome here. Now, this film starts off, we're introduced to Johnny Utah, and he's just got assigned to the bank robbery division in LA, and he gets assigned to team up with Pappas. And Pappas has been an FBI agent for 20-some years. We see a bank robbery. It's well staged, well planned, well shot by Kathryn Bigelow. And there's these bank robbers in the LA area called the ex-presidents. They have a mask of Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, Jimmy Carter, and Lyndon B. Johnson. And they go around bank robbing, but they only do it during the summer months. But they've robbed lots of banks over the last few years, and the FBI has never been able to catch them. Pappas has a theory, though, about what these guys are. He thinks they're surfers. So him and Johnny Utah, even though everybody else makes fun of them, start investigating the surfing scene in LA. And it's not too long before Johnny gets involved with these surfers led by Bodie. And at first he doesn't think it's them, he thinks it's this other group led by Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers in this film. And they do a raid on their house, but here they're just drug dealers. They're nothing to do with bank robbery. And we get a small role from Tom Sizemore playing an undercover DEA agent who's pissed that they ruined his bust, because he's been with these guys for months and he just finally got their trust. So he's a little pissed at them for breaking up his sting operation. And they kind of get made fun of by the higher ups and the other guys in the FBI. But finally, Johnny realizes it's Bodie and his group of guys that are robbing banks. But he's getting awfully close. He's in love with Tyler. He goes out with her and falls in love with her, and he likes Bodie. He respects Bodie. But as the movie goes on, we see another bank robbery, and they realize they bring up banks, and that funds the rest of their year. They can travel all over the place just surfing. They follow the waves for the rest of the year. Then they come back to LA during the summer, rob banks, surf, and then they take off after the summer is over. So basically we have skydiving going on, excellently shot. We have chase scenes that are excellently shot. And then we have our final moments when Johnny realizes that he has to put a stop to Bodie. All Bodie's crew gets killed and Bodie disappears, but Pappas gets killed too as a shootout at the airport. Johnny knows where Bodie's gonna be because he wants to catch the ultimate wave in Australia during the storm. Sure enough, Bodie's there waiting to go out. Johnny is gonna arrest him, but he decides to let him go. And Bodie goes out into the waves, and we know he gets killed because the waves are gigantic, but he gets to do what he always wanted to do. And Johnny Utah walks off, and that's the end of Point Break. This film was always known as an adrenaline rush, and this is right around the time where extreme sports became popular. The X Games came around not too long after this. And this film captures it beautifully. This definitely is a movie of the 90s for sure, with definitely 80s still hanging around, the way the action shot. Kathryn Bigelow does an excellent job though with the chase scenes, the surfing scenes, the skydiving scenes, the shootouts. Everything is well staged and well shot, and the actors are acting their asses off. Keanu Reeves is fabulous here. The studio didn't want Keanu Reeves. They wanted Johnny Depp, but Catherine Bigelow fought for Keanu Reeves because she knew he'd be perfect for the role. And thank God, because I can't see anybody else playing this role. I know they remade it, but less said about the remake, the better, because it pales in comparison to this film. Patrick Swayze's fantastic. All the actors are doing fantastic work here. It's just well-constructed action film, and it's definitely an action classic, at least in my mind. Ridley Scott was actually the first choice to direct this film before Catherine Bigelow got selected and brought on to direct the film. The U.S. rentals for this film were $20 million, which was huge at the time, and even more overseas. So this movie was a huge hit once it hit the video rental market. And actually, they were planning on doing a sequel a couple years later, but they scrapped it. Why, I don't know, because Keanu Reeves was, still around. This is before he did Speed, and obviously before he did The Matrix. But Keanu Reeves had been around before this, and then he was just getting bigger after this. And he's still around to this day, and everybody loves Keanu Reeves. I would give this film a 9 out of 10. This is an action classic for sure. I love this film. I gave it a 9 out of 10. There's a few small problems, a few small pacing issues, I think. But other than that, it's a fantastic film. If you've never seen Point Break, check it out. I just gave it a 9 out of 10. I love Point Break. If you've never seen it, check it out. Have you ever seen Point Break? Leave a comment down below. Let me know, the original, not the remake. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this video. I greatly would appreciate that. I will be back later in the week with some other reviews. I'm going to do another Charles Bronson review, I do believe, and I'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.